Good morning. Good morning. Grand rising to you, friend. Thank you for the Father's Day wishes. I accept. Yes, yes. Hi, Sandy. Good morning to you. Hello, peaceful queen. Good morning, and thank you for the well wishing of Father's Day. Good morning, Armithia. Good morning, Danny. Thank you. Grand rising to you as well. Yes, today is a blessed day. This is the day that the Lord has made. It's an awesome day. Just greet you all this day. This is Coach Beatty. I am here. Good morning. It's Coach, and the first question is how you feel. Because we already know that how you feel right now is what is in the process of becoming. And as we've been talking, we are the watchers of ourselves. We are the emotional, intelligent, sovereign, gentle beings. Happy New Now. It's Father's Day. And I'm just so excited because we are alive. We are healthy. And we are free. So what up, Doe? Good morning, TLC. Good morning, Facebook. And good morning, YouTube. The name of the presentation today is a Father's Day celebration of wisdom and riches. Well, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I hope you get the big piece of chicken. I hope you like your socks. And I hope you get to watch the game in peace. Yes, so I will be looking at the chat. And I am excited that it is Father's Day. It's a time to honor those that are with us, that teach us and guide us. And it's a time for us to spend time with our loved ones. Magnificent. Danny is magnificent. I am well. I just thank you all for coming out, for being with us today. Everyone listening on all the different streaming apps, we just thank you for coming out. And I just want to take the time to bless this moment, to acknowledge the spirit within me, within us, to acknowledge the spirit that is everywhere present, to acknowledge the spirit that is permeating through every atom of all of our bodies. I am present with you now as the spirit and blood run through my veins. I am excited to be here and happy to be able to fully express in this moment. And so may the words of my mouth be guided by the internal spirit, and may spirit be here with us today. This is our week of men's at TLC, the men of TLC, discussing emotional health, wholeness, and authenticity and growth. The first week, I did speak on how to deal with how you feel. There we were discussing emotional intelligence. We were discussing becoming whole. And that wholeness looked like the unification of your heart and your mind. It looked like a unification for us to marry our hearts and our thoughts. It's an opportunity for us not to get lost in our heads, but to be able to search ourselves for how we feel. So yes, and then Happy Father's Day, Mom. Yes. So I spoke on wholeness, unifying the hearts. Also talked about being sovereign, about becoming emotionally intelligent and being a gentleman. You know, it's not enough to just know what's going on, but how you feel and how you treat people truly matters. And so last week, Royce had a powerful message on being authentic in the lack of places to be so. His message was learning to be fully expressed in the absence of acceptable spaces. Extremely powerful. He talked about his own issues and becoming authentic. So I just invite the spirit into this. I invite our ancestors, those shoulders whose those souls whose shoulders we stand on, and I'm just open. So here we are now. It's Father's Day, and it is a day to honor our fathers. And we want to begin with Proverbs 4, verse 7, the beginning of wisdom. It says, to get wisdom, with all in your possession, gain insight. So get wisdom is the message from Solomon. And this Solomon wrote this. And so I chose this message because it is Father's Day. And I thought about the fathers that I have had in my life. You know, what came to my heart and to my mind at the same times was the lessons that I learned from them, the information I gained from them, and the way it was given to me and how I chose to apply it. See, because they said a lot, and some of it sounds so, mm, I don't know, I hear them, but I'm gonna do it my way anyway. And then you grow and you find out they were right. So, knowledge is something that you can experience on your own, but wisdom is something that you can hopefully not have to go through and learn from others. So I was a very lucky man. I've been very lucky to have had many examples of fathers in my life. I've been privileged to have my own father, Lou Beatty Jr., who was a model citizen, a traditional guy. He's really held a standard in order to live and follow. Um, and he's full of wisdom and knowledge. Then I had a stepfather named Bobby. Bobby has gone into the angel realm, and thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you, and I celebrate you. I celebrate my dad. I celebrate Bobby. I celebrate my grandfather, Lou Beatty Sr. I celebrate my grandfather, Carl Green, and we celebrate all of your ancestors. We celebrate those present and those past. We celebrate your dads, your uncles, your big brothers. You know, because it's that day. And so my heart is just full. My heart is full of love for the time spent. My heart is full of appreciation for the messages. And I'm just excited to be here. Just a second. Um, Secondly, you got different messages from different other folks. My grandfather, Carl Green, he was a very strong man. He was a, a, a military guy. He had gone to the military. He worked in the mines. He was strong, and he came with a big reputation. Growing up, the stories you heard about him made him seem very scary, but the way that he treated us and he treated me with love and kindness. And what I got, the wisdom I got from my grandfather Green was quiet strength, was endurance. Um, I spoke about Bobby earlier. Bobby, my stepfather, was a beautiful man. Um, the messages I got, the wisdom I got from him was compassion. Um, how he treated people, how he carried himself with love, how he sought information out, how he was into the spirit, how he always took the time to educate himself. And one of the things that Bobby used to always say is, how who do you think you are that this couldn't happen to you? So understanding that there was a way to carry yourself, you know, there was a way to be and a way to act in a way not to be an act. So I'm just thankful again for the richness of my life, the richness of these experiences, um, to have had these examples in my life. And you should be too. I'm sure you all have had examples of real guys that opened up and showed you the ways of living. So um, my dad, he always spoke on how to carry yourself. One of his favorite sayings was, "The more you do it, the better you get. The more you do it, the better you get." So it was about how you carried yourself and perseverance. That's a message that can be used today for our young people. You know, People are quick to give up on stuff after trying the first time. They are quick to not try and say that they tried and give up, but perseverance is everything in this time. And if you don't go through it, then you don't get the lessons. It's not a loss if you get the lesson. It's not a loss if you go through the process of learning. So persevere, overcome, persevere by becoming emotionally intelligent, persevere by asking yourself the right questions, persevere by exploring your emotions and deciding that what is going on right now in your life, your right now is more important than what happened. Your right now is more important than tomorrow. So um, keep it up, the good work, and learn from your deeds. Another figure in my life that stands tall as a man of wisdom and a father figure was my grandfather Lou Beatty Jr. He was a successful businessman in Detroit. He and his brothers uh, had a construction company. They were builders. They lost their parents at a very young age, and they understood diligence and work. Um, they understood partnership. They stuck together. They understood loyalty and hard work, and those are some of the values and the wisdom I got from him. You know, my grandfather would say stuff like, "Put things where they go the first time." That's wisdom because otherwise you would be uh, unorganized, putting stuff all over the place. Grandfather would say things like, "It's about working smart, not hard." So this is where you become sovereign. This is where it's all mental. This is where you put your mind to work and you make it light on yourself by choosing, by using the tools, using the tools that we were given at birth to watch and to be sovereign and to choose to be gentle. You know, he taught me the value what he taught me was the value in the order of operations. There's a way to do things. And these were very powerful men, pillars of the community. And I'm just been blessed to have them. And, you know, what are some of the things that you got from your father or your uncle or whoever stood in the gap for you? And so I cherish those moments. I cherish the moments that I was able to spend with my grandfather and Bobby and my grandfathers in general, because those were the gifts, those opportunities to learn from real models were the gifts. Those are the experiences that fill your heart. Those are the riches. Actually, at the time in our lives, we just knew our grandfather was so rich that there would be a windfall of money at some point if things were to go wrong. But what I found is that the riches was him showing me how to mop, him telling me to make the S and to gather it all, him showing me how to count money, to get that till right, him showing me how to mark up products, him carrying himself in a way that people modeled in the community. We worked on Linwood since selling liquor. So I had the opportunity to begin work at 11 years old, running a cash register and dealing with the community. But I was standing next to the guy that everybody wanted to be around and be like. So, again, my heart is full. Um, it was a blessing to have had a Lou Beatty Senior in your life. What he did for our family, I remember the holidays and the emotions, and he wasn't a man of many words, but he made you feel like $1,000,000. So I just want to say salute to all the dads, salute to my dads, your dads, salute to the dads that get no credit, salute to the dads that only get calls when they want money, salute to the dads that are doing their best and they're just trying to get over the hump. Uh, let's just bless, send love to our fathers. May we just be open, accepting, and forgiving, though they may have been not. May we learn what we can learn from the experiences, and just let's hold them in our hearts. If it's an opportunity to remember, if it's an opportunity to forgive, if it's an opportunity to just to be thankful. And I just again want to recognize that this is a tough day for some people. And so my heart is open, and I send love to those that are grieving this day, to those that are grieving a lost child, to those that are grieving a dad, and just may his memories, may the wisdom fill you up. May the wisdom he gave you guide your steps. May the lessons learned be the wind at your back. May his inner strength be your guide. And may you have this opportunity to recognize that he loved you. He did the best that he could, and that we to appreciate that. And so um, we thank all forms and all of our fathers, and we just love them. And so I salute to the uncles, salute to the boyfriends, salute to the stepdads, salute to the coaches. You know, I honor you all, and for all those that are being great examples, all those that are holding that family up, all those who are seeking wisdom in order to give wisdom back. We are on this journey of self-development so that we can guide and lead our families. As we become more aware of wisdom, may we have the wherewithal to set up programs in our households that keep our families less distracted and keep them on the right path, and filled with love. And may you be that model to someone that needs it. And so salute. uh, this brings me to the book that I read for research. on this topic, and it was called The Greatest Man Who Ever Lived, The Richest Man Who Ever Lived by Stephen K. Scott. In this book, K. Scott does a great job of using the book of Solomon and his Proverbs to describe the way that wisdom of his Proverbs can be used in life to have um, success. And they are said to be the secrets of success, uh, the secrets of wealth and happiness. So, Solomon uh, was a king. He was born around 974 BC. Um, Solomon was installed as the king of Israel at a very young age by his father, and it was just short before his father died. Solomon was 12, and he was terrified of the responsibility of becoming king. Um, According to the Old Testament, a God appeared to Solomon and asked him what he wanted. And Solomon answered only with that he wanted wisdom and knowledge so that he could rightly judge the people of Israel. Um, he only asked for wisdom and knowledge so that he could rightly judge the people of Israel. God then told Solomon that because he did not ask for riches, he did not ask for wealth, and he did not ask for honor or the life of his enemies, nor a longer life for himself, that he would give Solomon more wisdom, more knowledge, more riches, more wealth, and more honor than any king before or after him. You know, Solomon's Proverbs, the Proverbs have always been some of my favorites because they give you that bread, that meat that you can chew on. You can see how you can apply it to your life, and there's always been a place where I would go to get what I needed from a good book. Metaphysically, Solomon, the word Solomon, metaphysically, solo man, solo man in Hebrew means whole. Back to that wholeness about becoming aware of our emotions, combining our head and our heart together for heart mind coherence, uh, tapping into what we feel and using it for power, and being sovereign and gentle. So entire, Solomon also means entire. It means complete. Solomon means peace. It means integrity. It means rectitude. It means soundness. Metaphysically, it is the state of mind that is established in consciousness when the soul is unified with wisdom and love. Solomon, the name itself, is a statement of a unified consciousness in the soul with wisdom and love. You see, Solomon stands for more than the great Hebrew king and wise man. Solomon represents a peaceful man. Solomon represents the whole man, the sovereign man, and the gentleman. I came across this book during a book club, and it was my favorite book in the club because it spoke to me. The book and Solomon's, as I said, have always spoken to me as the words and the messages from my OGs have spoken to me. Um, these were things that I needed to address personally, things that I needed to wake up to, because it spoke to how you treat people. It speaks to how you carry yourself. Uh, it caused me to look at my past mishaps and traumas and really get the message and really learn and like revisit and figure out what this was all about for me. I've learned some egoic lessons as a result of reading this book. You know, how I treat people and what kind of partner am I is what, some of the considerations that you have. It speaks to the diligence and the labor of love. Um, Solomon's story and his proverbs speak to how to use wisdom and the wisdom of your advisors. See, so a lot of us, we just self-centered and don't even consider other people's input, but we need to build our circle out. It would behoove you to get you some OGs. It would be behoove you to get you some advisors in anything that you're not a professional in. Even while going to grad school, it spoke to the fact that you need to have people around you that have maybe some of the answers that you don't have to, because you can't become an expert in everything. It's a time right now to barter information, to share what you have and maybe get some from someone else. So get your tribe together, get your kind and find it, because again, energy, you got to have your folks with good energy. So this book did teach me or make me consider how to keep my ego in check. Consider that I had an ego, or I have one, believe that or not. It helped me discuss laziness and the self-centered and arrogance piece. Not to arrogance and self-centered to the point where you just really got your nose up in the air, but conceited and arrogant to where you think you only know, and that no one else has input. It also, spoke to the price that you will pay if you follow the rules and the prices you'll pay if you don't. Reading this book has caused me to do a lot of reflecting and recalling. So I think it's all the time for a lot of us to do that. And so it was a great read. In the book, Scott states that Proverbs, Solomon defines the laws of living, and in comparison to the physical laws. See, so there are laws of the living. They're universal laws. Um, as above, so below. It's all mental. There are there's a way to treat people. There's a way to mind. There's a way to pray. There is a way to meditate, and you just don't always know it. This stuff has to be learned and trained, and you need your advisors and your guidance. You know, in this book of Proverbs, Solomon speaks to how to carry yourself well. Proverbs 4, we will begin to read. It's titled The Father's Wisdom. Children, listen to the instruction of a father and be attentive in order to know insight. For I have given you instruction. Do not forsake my teaching. When I was a son to my father alone before my mother, he taught me and said to me, may your heart hold fast to my words. Guard my commandments and live. Get wisdom and insight. Do not forget and do not turn from the sayings of my mouth. Do not forsake her, wisdom. Then she will guard you. Love her, wisdom, for she will keep you. The beginning of wisdom, get wisdom. With all that is in your possession, gain wisdom and insight. See, so because a lot of us think we know. And there have been people who have lived this life before us. Uh, I'm no longer uh, not listening to my advisors because I have seen what can happen in doing so. You know, cherish wisdom. I'll continue on. Cherish her, and she will exalt you. Cherish wisdom, and she will exalt you. Wisdom will honor you if you embrace her. She will give you garland for your head. She shall bestow a crown of glory upon you. This is wisdom. This is from paying attention. This is from exploration. This is for digging. Wisdom comes from learning. Wisdom comes from processing. Wisdom comes from getting in touch with thyself and knowing thyself. So, wisdom. Stay the course is another one. So, in the story of Solomon, in the book, after he read, he went to the mountain, he got his word, he got his blessings. Then he went off to living as though he was arrogant of the words, inflated, swollen, catch me if you can kind of attitude. Yeah, I'm still gonna do this. And in my life, I was there. I've been there before. Knowing better, not doing better. Swollen, ego. And so, take it from me. This is a lesson that you don't necessarily have to go to. So, young people, hell, old people, excuse me, just don't be so tied up in what you think is right, and not accept people for who they are and what they are. Don't get so caught up in your pet peeves that you can't offer grace. Don't think that someone is less informed than you and you can't get the word or get the message or get a lesson or a blessing from them. Open up and see the karmic relationships in all people. See the spirit in all people. No ranking. Becoming a whole man, you see yourself as one with all, as one with all peoples of all colors of all religions. You see yourself as an earthling, as an interdimensional being, and not just a sect or from a certain place. We can no longer just continue to be who we were or see ourselves as just mere earthlings. We are spiritual beings in a physical plane, but these are laws, and when he followed the laws of the living, um, he had success, and when he did not follow, came his demise. So this goes for you, this goes for me, this goes for everybody. That's one of those wisdoms that I got from Lou Beatty Jr. Basically stating that the law is no respecter of men. What goes up must come down. What you put out, it will come back. And so, following the law, it provides accountability. See, my dad, Junior, is his nickname. He would say, "You got to have rules." So you got to have rules. And again, I'm thankful for these rules that have been led before me. And it's up to me to be diligent. It's up to me to be sovereign. So again, let's just salute to the dads. Let's salute to the dads who lost children. Let's salute to the dads who lost their dads. Who any of you all who are going through a time because your dad's no longer with you. I send you love. I send you love from the bottom of my heart. This group sends you love. May we all just love on each other in a loving spirit. Salute to all the dads, all the 9 biological, the boyfriends, the stepdads, the brothers, the godfathers, to all those who provide leadership and love. So, and salute to the moms who are playing a role. I know um, a lot of mothers are doing dual duty, and so um, again, when you get that wisdom, then the riches are within you. The riches for me was again the learning how to mom, the learning how to count money, and just really having attention of such a giant, in my presence was fulfilling to me. You know, richness can be measured by the profoundness of your experiences and the richness of your relationships. So, as we take the time to um, honor, salute, consider, reflect on this day, um, let your heart be filled with richness and love. You know, you know, consider your papa, your grandfathers, your uncles, and whomever. Um, Also, lastly, um, Jay, if you can give me a little music. Solomon speaks to visions in Proverbs 29:18. Where there's no vision, he that keepeth law, happy is he. So, this Father's Day vision, I see you and I see me, happy, healthy, and whole. On this Father's Day, I see you filled with love for the wisdom that you have received from your Father, from the Word, from the wisdom of living. I have a vision of you and me being whole, and our minds and our hearts tied. I see you and I whole, gentle, offering grace to those we touch, offering fulfillment, offering the lessons to be learned. Oh, I have a vision where we are all accepting, we're all loving, where we see ourselves as big waves of energy. Oh, I have a vision where peace is permeating every cell, where love overtakes us and guide our actions, where we stop to look, to feel, to adjust, and to make the right assumptions in the moment. I am happy in this vision. I am whole in this vision. You are whole in this vision. You are ascending. You are surrounded by love and the wisdom, the intuition of our Father, of our fathers, is everywhere present. I thank you all for coming. This has been a blessed day for all of you with your words of encouragement and sharing. So I thank you. I thank you for the hearts being aglow, for the humming and the beating and the frequency of love. And in my vision, we are diligent and we are grateful. I thank you. After this word, please hold for announcements. Happy Father's Day. I love you all. Thank you. Amen.